Hello, adventurous listeners. Welcome to the Brain Fog Podcast. Today is another splendid day where I have won again. I am the host. I control the narrative today. The general narrative of the show is we pick a topic, and the two contestants, aka my fellow podcasters, DG,
Hi.
say hello.
Hi. I'm a fish.
Rowan,
And
say hello.
I'm some manner of creature. I'm Rowan.
They're both some-manner of creature, some manner of degenerate, but you'll find out more about that soon.
Huh?
They get given a topic, they have to answer, they have to sell themselves, they have to sell their ideas, they have to sell their narratives or their whatever it is that I choose for them to talk about. And I'll interject a little bit as well of my own experiences. And then at the end we'll have a winner, and that winner will host the following week's podcast.
I'll be.
How are you both? Before we get into anything, how are you both doing? How has your week been, DG?
I'm excited to win.
Okay. I love that we've got a strong start.
I mean, the strong start. No, prediction. Good week. Very long. I've been doing lots of stuff post Donathon stream. I took a 3-day vacation, which was more like a 2-day vacation, and then I got zapped in the face a bunch. Have either of you had laser before? Out of curiosity.
No.
I almost did, and then I did the thing. I signed up for it. I was gonna go start, and then something in my brain said, "Actually, I really don't like this."
So it's like getting hit in the face a bunch of times with a rubber band, but it's hot. And like, I do that once a month. My day was on Monday, and it hurt just as bad the first time as it did this time. And I got ice cream afterwards, so it's kind of cool. But also, I like being smooth, so that's pretty good. Other than that, I've just been doing a lot of editing, having fun. I went on a date or whatever. It was kind of nice. Good times.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
No, this is pretty good. Hey, maybe we'll meet them Monday. Maybe they'll be our first guest on the podcast. Who knows? Rowan, how was your week?
Oh, it's been one of the weeks of all time, you know.
The greatest week of all time.
It's been a week of all time.
The worst week of all time?
No, it's just been one of the weeks.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
One of the weeks of all time. I spent most of the week buried heads down in a project that has an upcoming deadline. And then I finally pulled my head out of it like 4 days later and went, "Oh, it's Thursday."
The rest of the world exists? Hello?
Yeah, apparently.
Fair. I mean, I've done that before. I have sat down and just lost myself in projects, and I feel like that's a good thing sometimes. Like it's good. It feels nice to just kind of get progression on stuff. Speaking of progression, I have not had that this week. My work, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing their jobs. Like we have this like specific system that's set up so the HR does their bit, the contract gets signed, they pass information to us, we create the user, bing bang bosh, it's a flowing system.
Oh.
For some reason, there's this disconnect where they're not doing what they're meant to do, so we're not getting the stuff that we need, so we're not creating the users, and they're starting the company and going, where's my stuff? And we're like, fuck if I know. Talk to HR. They clearly haven't done their bit. So like, I've had to deal with that twice this week. There's a third one starting next week, and then 2 more later in the year. And I'm just like, let's just get it done now. Because if it's done now, you can't fuck it up again, right? If you do it now, you can't fuck it up later. So there's just been a lot of that, and it's just annoying because like there's the on premise, like on site, it's me that they see, and I'm like, I feel like an asshole and an idiot because I can't give you what you need because they haven't given me what I need. And like I feel bad because this person joining a company is like, wow, well, these guys are really shit at their job. This IT person must be fucking useless. I'm like, well, thanks for the terrible first impression. Thumbs. But anyway, jobs suck and I hate them, and I wish that we could all just live in a Star Trek universe where we did tasks for stuff rather than money. I love that no one agreed or disagreed or had anything to say about that. There was zero thought in either of your heads.
I was nodding. And then forgetting that nodding doesn't come through the microphone.
You cut out. You cut out.
Where did I cut out?
You cut out.
Where did I cut out?
You went something. You're going on the rant, and then you went and I went and then I thought maybe I was like, is it me or is it Luby? And I was waiting for Rowan to interject, and nothing happened. And then you came back and said, "I'm glad nobody said anything." And I was like, "What was I supposed to respond to?"
Well,
hey,
there you go. You'll find it in post.
Okay. We might need to cut that silent bit out.
Nope. We staying in anyway. Did you hear me say "oh" earlier? Did you hear me say "oh"?
I heard it. I think I heard an "oh," and I kept talking. So
the sound.
Oh well, I don't know where the sound went then.
No. The sound.
The sound?
It happened again.
What sound?
No.
The sound.
Is my audio dying or is your audio dying?
No. The sound. Yes. The sound happened again.
The attic, Lumi.
And it was behind me, so I turned around because that's where the attic access is. And I was like, not today. It can't be today. Please, God, no. Nothing has happened, but I keep looking over my shoulder. There's like a wire that goes over it to where like it can't open without me wait, no, it can. It goes up. Anyway.
So wait, hold on. Didn't you recently have your house fixed, or is that still happening?
Still happening.
Okay. So you haven't said, guys, there might be a rodent in the attic. Smile, leave.
I did, but they haven't gotten to that portion yet. And
okay.
But however, they did say when they were up there that the tarp was loose. So they had to re-tack it down. And they're like, it's only in one section. It was probably the wind or something. But when I looked, because they're like, here, come look, so that you know what's going on and what to look for in your house.
Yeah.
The spot that it exits out of is directly over my old office. And it's like the perfect size for either a large raccoon or a small man to enter and exit. And I'm I'm still a little beat up about it, because I'm like, okay, that's probably just a large raccoon, right? Surely that's what this is.
Hey, look at it this way, right? If it's a large raccoon, cool. If it's a small man, that's easy dealt with.
I mean,
if it's not a big burly man, then you're probably okay.
Who's a big burly man? They could be more excited.
I mean, if it's a small raccoon, that's just your new pet.
Ooh.
It's your new friend. You've got Rambly in the attic.
New friend. All right, we're just gonna keep going and hope that it doesn't happen again.
Okay. So today's topic, and I'm gonna get listeners. I'm gonna give you a small. We usually set the topic the day before, but I ripped up the Band-Aid today, and I'm doing this on the fly. So both of our players, our contestants, our fellow podcastians are hearing this for the first time, as you hear it too. So,
what do you mean?
Are you both ready?
For the first time here in the podcast.
Are you both ready?
Yes.
I want you to tell me hills that you would die on. And by that, I will explain. So it is a term or phrase where you have an opinion that is not necessarily everyone else's opinion. An opinion that is, by all intensive natures, something that the majority of people disagree with.
I already know mine.
We're gonna have multiple. I want to hear multiple hills that you would die on today. Okay, you will get points added and deducted for the good ones, the bad ones, the not so nice ones. We'll see where this goes. But I would like to hear hills where you would die. Hills that you would die on.
Oh, you get to hear the
And I want you
rants.
to-
You get to hear the rants.
Hold on.
A second time.
This
I
is
want to
the
hear
rant
rants. I
episode
want to hear.
now.
This is a rant episode, yeah. And I want to hear. I want you to pick a hill that you would die on, give it a title, and then give me the title. And then I will decide who goes first based on that.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Water is not wet.
Okay. I didn't ask for it yet,
I
but
was
I'm
about
assuming
to
that's your
say-
title.
I was about to say, wait, hold on right now.
That sounded a lot like you were asking for titles.
Okay.
But that was me giving you the instruction and making sure that you understood. But as you know, you jumped the gun. That's fine.
Negative-
it's okay.
negative 2 points.
I'm
Negative
just
2
really
points.
excited about
Negative
that.
I give the points. I deduct the points.
So are you gonna give them
Not you.
2 points?
I'm not gonna do anything just yet, but I keep pushing, and you're gonna lose some points.
Damn.
That's -1 point. No, we don't go into negatives here, so you can't. You're safe right now because you don't have any. So what's your title, DG?
Oh, so we are doing titles right now.
Oh, well, Rowan's already jumped in.
Okay. The pirates were right.
Yar, har, har, har.
It's like The Price is Right, but with pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, right? Neither title banged my buck like I expected, but I'm gonna go with Rowan for going first.
And now, it may not have banged your buck, but I know there's going to be some people listening that are going to be upset about this one. So, one of the long-standing arguments I've had is everyone says water is wet. That's just what water is. Water is not wet. Being wet implies that you can remove water from a thing, still have the original thing. Wet is the state of being in which something has water added to it. Water makes things wet, but water itself cannot be wet because you cannot remove water and still have water. You just have less. If you remove all of the water, you don't have any water anymore. You have to keep going until there's none left, and then it's not wet. There's just nothing. But nobody wants to give it the train of thought to be like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Everyone's like, but water's just wet. It's like the steel is heavier than feathers paradox.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. Water, if you take away all the water, it's not wet, it's damp. But then is damp a form of wet?
Damp is a form of wet.
So would you not say that it was still
If you have taken
wet?
all the water away from a thing, it's not going to be damp either. It's not going to be wet or damp.
What is it going to be then?
It's just going to be dry.
It doesn't just immediately dry if you take it away.
Well,
Like, if I drink everything in this cup right now, it's not just immediately going to be dry. It's going to have residue of moisture.
if you put something into a desiccator, like if you put something into a machine that will forcibly dry all of the water from an object, right?
Okay, no, see, but now you're talking about vaporizing.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about desiccating.
Does that not turn water into a vapor?
Desiccation doesn't turn water into vapor, but it also doesn't get rid of water. Desiccation absorbs water at a higher rate than a standard object. So it doesn't remove the water, it just transfers the water to another object.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are taking the water from your target object, putting it somewhere else to remove all of the water from the object that you're trying to determine is wet or not. You've removed all the water,
Okay.
then the object is dry. It's not wet, it's not damp.
So what you're saying is that if I took 1 cup full of water and poured 1 cup full of water into another empty cup, therefore the water transferred from that cup to the other cup number 1 would be dry.
Well, I mean,
That
probably.
I wouldn't reach into the cup and feel water or any residue of water or any moisture or dampness that was left
I mean,
behind.
if it was a
Brad-
normal cup, you would probably still have some water in there, but then you haven't removed all the water, so it
So-
can still be wet.
But do you have what is it? What did you call it? A depressurizer, a demoisturizer? Do you have a desiccator in your kitchen?
You're missing the point. It's not about whether an object can be wet. It's about the fact that water itself is not wet. Water makes things wet.
I'm about to blow your entire argument out of the proverbial water, which is that everything has water on it or in it. So everything's wet all the time, which means that everything's made of water. And water is indeed wet.
This is
everything. Everything has
this is
water.
Always the counter argument that I hear.
Everything has water on it. Everything does. Steel has water in it. Rice has water in it. Foam has water in it. It's all water. Water is indeed wet at all times because it doesn't matter what it is. Water is water and is in turn wet
objects that have water in them are wet because they have water. The water itself is not wet. The water is making the objects wet, but the water itself cannot be wet because it is the thing making other things wet.
Is it moist?
You know, like, hold on. You know, this is the hill that Rowan will die on, right? We're not here to disprove, or we're not here to argue black is white. This is the hill they have chosen to die on.
I'm here to argue the point. I'm here to argue.
I slightly disagree with you because I feel like no matter what, it's gonna leave moisture or dampness behind. Therefore, whatever it is always gonna be wet.
And I think what we're proving here is that I will die on this hill.
On this hill, exactly. So you know, okay. I've noted points. DG, I want to hear your next one, and then we can start going round.
Okay. Do you want to hear the rants again?
Oh, I do. I want to hear it all.
Well, here's the deal. You know this one. You know this one intimately because I went on a full rant about it once on stream with you. So, how do you guys feel about piracy in general?
I think piracy can be morally correct in certain circumstances.
Lumi?
I mean, look, listen, Rad. I'm the Ken.
Oh, I know.
How do I put this? I like paying for things, and that's stupid to say, but like I still buy Blu-rays because I like giving money to media that I approve of or that I enjoy. The games, same thing. Things that I'll pirate are stupid ass dumb shit like Adobe.
Okay.
You know,
what if I told you piracy
for legal reasons? We do not advocate piracy. Do not pirate things.
I'll get to that. Anyway, what if I told you piracy is necessary? It's not just like a thing that is either morally or immorally correct depending on the company. Piracy is a requirement for growth. Have you ever heard of a company called Verve before?
Oh yes. My gosh.
So, VRV was a app created by Crunchyroll. They're a big anime company. Crunchyroll wanted to make an app where they could host brand new innovative animations and do it all within real time in simulcast via a Japanese network to a direct line, yada, yada, yada. They needed some assistance to be able to, get more people on the platform. And what they decided to do was go to Funimation. Funimation, if you don't know, used to have a streaming platform, which sucked, is bad, real stink. And they go over to this company and they go, hey, we have made this brand new app. It's an independent app. It's not us. It's like its own thing. We brought on Rooster Teeth and Frederator and a bunch of other companies. Shutter is going to be there. We want to invite you to host your stuff on this platform. And we would give you a percentage of everything that you posted on here. And all you have to do is agree to let us show the titles there. So Funimation goes, shid. Well, we're losing the game against you already. So I guess we'll do that. So they go in, they do the thing. And it lasts about a year. And then corporate greed takes over and Funimation goes, hey, you know that we really like the 30% income that we're getting from this, but what if it was 100%? What if we just rug pulled this entire thing and then left them to deal with it? You know what happens? It kills the entire platform because overnight, every single title that they had on there was yanked and pulled back to their really crappy platform that they'd been secretly working on for a year. And it was just a pile of dog doo with more dog doo on top of it. But this was fancy dog doo. And it killed what was probably one of the best collection apps on the planet. You paid $14 a month and you got access to both anime catalogs from Crunchyroll and Funimation. You got Shudder, you got Frederator, you got Cartoon Network, you got Disney, you had everything.
That's why it just vanished.
Yes, and it also killed all of the properties on it. So all of the anime that was being made under the Verve title lost all funding, and it killed it immediately. Now, how does that have anything to do with piracy? Do you know where Crunchyroll came from? Anyone?
Oh, I don't
Come
know
on,
if I
class.
know the origin story.
Come on, class.
Nope.
Crunchyroll was originally a piracy website. It was one of those Kiss Anime websites. You used to go there and pay for $5 a month to get access to literally everything. And it was that way for years. And then they got really good at it, and they had fan dubs and fan subs, and they offered IIRC and chatting and real-time releases of the anime while it was playing. And it was innovative and new and like broke the boundaries of what streaming anime could be. And they learned from that experience and eventually bought the rights to the stuff that they were originally releasing illegally. So where does that lead now? Sony Animation bought Funimation after Verve's collapse because they couldn't keep up with how dog do their stuff was. And in turn, Crunchyroll also sold to Sony Animation because they were in so deep a hole that they couldn't continue operations any longer. So now, both major anime players in the United States of America now run under one company, and it's still separated into two different subscriptions because corporate greed. So what do we do against that? You go back to Crunchyroll's original base, and you know what? They did. They did. There's a site that I will redact now that is run by the Crunchyroll developers, the original Crunchyroll developers, after they sold Crunchyroll, because they are so tired of the way that the animation or the broadcasting industry is run. And it's not just them. There are game sites that do the same. We're looming over the edge of $80 games right now because thanks companies for doing that to us. We're looming over the edge of not being able to own a game, just game keys or whatever, because you know what? You're not allowed to own anything anymore. You know who doesn't do that? Piracy websites. You go in, you do the thing, you get your thing, and it's yours forever.
You just have it.
The argument I always hear is, well, that hurts the developers. That hurts the creators of this. You can't punish them for that. You're right. You're 110% right. You know where they make their money? It's not from selling the game. It's from merchandise. Merchandising is where everything comes from. Anime does not make money. The piracy doesn't hurt that company. It hurts their ratings, which is bad, but that doesn't matter. Because if you go and buy the figure, they're making money. And that's the thing that publishers care about, is those. And that's where their money comes from. Video game companies, sure, they make some money off of their game. You know where they make their real big money? They get it off of sales of products. They go and do that. And you know what?
Some of the most successful indie games I've ever seen have done? They said, if you can't afford the game, pirate it. And they were wildly successful for it.
I like how you're agreeing with my point.
I am! This is a hill I will also die on.
They said the same about Hogwarts Legacy. If you don't like what's her name, fucking J.K. Rowling, just pirate. We don't care if you buy it. We just want you to play the game.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, everybody has a moral stance against piracy, and especially like smaller titles, because you'll hear a lot of people like, don't pirate from indie devs. Don't do that. And I fall in the camp of I will pay for indie dev games. However, I'm not going to use official platforms to do that. Sometimes I will test a game before I buy it. Sometimes I'll play a game and it's so short, or a demo or whatever, and then I'll go and I'll either pay for the title or I'll buy merchandise for it, or else directly support the developers from it. There's ways to do that. There's ways to do that.
Always
They have
support
Patreons.
small independent content creators.
Right. They have Patreons, they have independent accounts, they've got crowdfunding things that you can use to like fund their next project and pay for their rent. And at the end of the day, piracy is an innovation tool. It forces companies to sit down and go, what are we doing wrong? Why are people not paying for the product and instead resorting to going the extra step and even putting themselves in legal trouble, possible legal trouble, to get this product? And the answer is they haven't innovated enough. There are companies now that are dealing with that, and what they do instead is they go, oh, well, we'll just try to make anti-piracy measures better. Guess what? That
Never
doesn't
works.
work. That doesn't work.
That is a
We know how to get
losing
around
war.
it. We know how to get around it. And if we don't know how to get around it, we'll figure it out. And until you fix your product, we're going to continue to figure it out. That's kind of the end of it. That really is kind of the end of it. Piracy is necessary to develop further, make better products, make user interfaces better, to make the entire industry that you are pirating into or from better overall, because it is necessary for them to continue making money. And if they can't do it, they will die a slow and painful death until it hurts everybody overall. And I don't think any industry wants that, so they're going to adapt.
My other add-on to this.
So hold on.
Gosh.
I'm the host. Don't test me. And take these points away. I gotta say, right, that you need to be worse people. You need to have worse opinions, because so far you're having very agreeable opinions. These are very agreeable things you have said. These are things that a lot of people have said. We need to start getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. I'm going to help us get there. I'm going to take us to that next level. I hate cyclists. I think they are stupid people. They do not. They want the rules. They want to drive on the road. They want to be be the same as cars, have the same kind of right of way and everything. But when they get the same right of way, they're fucking idiots, and they just cycle in front of cars, and they don't think about what's behind them. They cycle at like 5 miles an hour, like, yep, this is it, I'm in the road. But then when you drive around them, they give you the finger because you're clearly overtaking them when they're clearly going at the fastest they can go. No. You're being an idiot. Get off the fucking road.
Well, this is an infrastructure problem. Do you know how many places don't even have cyclist lanes?
But when we do, they should stay in them.
I'm with Lumi on this one. Like that's not even that's just a correct opinion.
I'm just thinking about the city that I live in. And the city I live in is notoriously a car-centric city.
You're in the United States. You're in the United States. Everything's centered around cars.
Well,
you can't get to your job without a vehicle.
Chicago is especially bad about this, because some of our bike lanes are also called murder lanes.
Wait, hold on. Like, you're in the US though. Your lanes are they're so wide in like size and space that they are equivalent to about 4 of our lanes.
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
that's like
our cars
dual-sided
are also
lanes.
wider.
You're hitting
they're not.
You're hitting the topic that I was going to get on. You're hitting the topic I was about to get on. Do you want to hear opinion? Do you want to hear an opinion that I have that's real strong?
Go for it.
I fucking hate roads in the UK. They're stupid. They're idiotic. They don't make sense. They're not built for traffic. They're not even built for foot traffic. They are ridiculously built. They're never going to get updated. And every time I'm on one, I wonder if I'm going to die. I got into an Uber while I was in Brighton, and I thought the dude was insane. He was swiping to the other side of the road. He was driving towards oncoming traffic. He had to like stop and go like 15 times. There was 15 roundabouts in one town. And I was like, oh, the roundabout should help. They don't, because everything leads into like 5 other fucking roads and they don't make sense. And everything is like topsy-turvy, and like the lanes are built for one car, but it's 2-way traffic. And they also want bikes there and walking lanes, because the houses are built where the sidewalk has a foot. You have a foot of sidewalk. I'm a small petite girl. I can't fit on the sidewalk half of the frickin' time because there's shit on the sidewalk from people in flats and stuff, and the road is stupid, and they're built really sloped. So like, what if it snows or whatever? You can't park there or drive. How are you supposed to get around? I guess you're fecked. That's the way. That's my opinion on these stupid things. Like, why did they not ever update it? Oh well, we'd have to move the housing. Do it. Your houses are 150 years old, and you just eliminate some of them and make better housing.
I think that's just Brighton, though.
No, it's everywhere in the UK.
I don't know.
No, you're going to listen to me. This is my time.
That might be England, then.
It's my time. This is
the DG rants episode.
No, it's my time. I did Brighton. I went to frickin' Bloodpool. I went to Blackpool.
Bloodpool?
There's 2.
What?
There's
What's
2.
Bloodpool?
It's just.
I've never been to Bloodpool.
It's a small town.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I went to fucking the football play, the foot one, the one we were talking about the other day, the football one, Manchester. I went to Manchester. Manchester's like
this is all England.
Manchester's like that too, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, we have a highway, but then it leads into the stupid roads every time because everything's 5 billion years old and they don't want to update anything because it would be a hassle. I don't care.
Do you think any of the new roads here in the US are any better?
They literally will knock down a building to make a new road. I've seen them do it.
We need to put a road for here.
I saw a road here that was, I think it was like 6 lanes crossing over each other twice.
Right? Are you driving into oncoming traffic? Are you driving into oncoming traffic? Are you driving into oncoming traffic? Are you having to swerve in between cars and cyclists and shit?
Oh,
is everything built in a grid? Everything's built in a grid in the US. You know what things are made out of in the UK? Windy roads that lead to nowhere. Like 99% of the time, it leads to nowhere.
Have you ever been to a major US suburb?
I live in San Antonio!
The suburbs out here are not grids. They are winding mazes.
No, they are grids.
Oh,
they are grids. Look at it on a map. Look at it on a Google map. Look at it on a Google. Look at the US on a map. Look at the US on a map, any town, and then look at fucking Brighton, and you'll go, "What the hell is that?" And I'll go, "I don't know." There you go.
I'm looking at Brighton right now.
Okay.
I don't know. Look up London.
Do you have another hill? Oh god, don't look up London. Jesus Christ. I mean, at least the roads are bigger, but the fact I still can't believe there's an Uber that is a boat. I can't believe that Uber has a boat service on the Thames. There's an Uber boat on the Thames. I'm like, why would you want to cross that? It's just brown water. What are you looking at?
Brown, stinky water. Yay.
Okay. Do you have another hill to die on?
I hate suburbs so much.
Same argument?
Now I have my hill that I'm gonna die on. Okay, suburbs were originally designed with some manner of good intention that along the way fell so flat on its fucking face. The suburbs were originally designed with the intention of making micro cities around a bigger city. So you block off this whole chunk of land, and then the idea is that you put everything that everyone could need in one spot. So you have like a miniature shopping district, bunch of housing, miniature like office space. Like you miniaturize everything, put it in one central spot, and then make a big ol' like block out of it. The problem with this is that what actually ended up happening is two things ended up happening. The first is that you get gated communities, which have only one exit and entrance, or maybe two, if you're lucky. So you have this massive block of land with only like one or two streets and then housing throughout all of it. And that housing is not oriented in any form of logical pattern. That housing is in winding roads and cul-de-sacs and twisting streets, and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. So you get all these houses that are just mushed together in kind of a flat mess. And if you want to actually go anywhere, if you want to actually get out of that suburb to go anywhere, to like the nearest like miniature community center that they have, like the miniature shopping mall or strip mall or whatever, that's between 4 suburbs. If you're in the middle of that suburb, fuck you! You have to go through like 6 winding back roads before you finally get to the exit of that major neighborhood block where you can actually go anywhere. It turns what should have been like a 5 or 10 minute walk into a 15-minute drive to get anywhere you need to go. It is so bad and so awful.
I'm looking it up. I fundamentally disagree with your argument, because you're talking about rich people places, gated communities where like the rich people, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense because they get to do whatever they want.
Gated communities only sometimes.
No.
This happens for regular suburbs too, okay? Because if you have a regular suburb, most regular suburbs are divided by the major cross streets, and then the major cross streets will like branch off into the other side streets, but only sometimes. So you get these weird combination of houses and side streets in this weird, messy, mushy ball.
About to show you. Putting it in the fucking call chat.
But this is still the hill to die on. You know, you're choosing your hill to die on. You can disagree. It's a good thing if you disagree. It's the point of these. I'm gonna throw one out there. I find Undertale boring. I think the Undertale.
That is a hot and spicy take.
Yeah, I find Undertale genuinely boring because, like, when you look at it from a game perspective, like so if you look at it from a perspective of everything that's to do with a game, it's very. I don't like. Well, I think that the combat system is really unique, I guess, but like in an obscure kind of boring way. In my, I don't feel like it's very exciting. It's not interesting. It's not your standard RPG, you know, attack, whatever. You've got to. It just doesn't make. I just don't like it. It doesn't feel good to me. And the way that they portray the story, while it's a good story, it just feels really slow and like you're not hitting all the points that are good about the story until like way later when you've done so many needless tasks in between. The media, like what the people create for it, is fantastic. Like the music, the animations, the artwork, that's all fantastic. I love that. That right there, that's why the bits about Undertale that I like. But the game, I think it's dull as all hell. And that's the hill I'm choosing to die on.
That's a play style difference. You're literally talking about
100% a play style
difference. It's a style. The style in which you play it will determine your experience, and that's why it has a ton of replayability, because there's several ways to play that game. And if you choose the style that is methodical and takes forever, that's your choice. You can speedrun that game legit in like 2 hours. Like, I'm not even joking. You can literally...
Is that the genocide run?
No, the genocide run takes forever. That takes...
It takes
longer
so
than,
long.
That takes longer than any other one. So what I'm talking about is like doing neither the genocide nor the pacifist. You just run through it. If you just play the game like an RPG and run through it, you're going to miss like a good 25% of the content, and you're just going to play through it and be done. And the point is that whenever you go to look it up online or watch somebody else play it, you're going to see something and you go, I didn't play that part. I didn't see that dialogue. And you're going to know, oh shit, I was supposed to do this, this, and that. And it's not about you supposing to do it. It's just, you just didn't choose to play it that way. And that's why content from that game is the way that it is.
I played it for about an hour and went, I am so done with, I'm so bored that I don't care about any of this. I just want to get to the end, and I kept pushing forward, and then you meet like characters like Papyrus and that. Like, I don't care about these people. Who are they? Who even? I don't care. Let me finish. Let me go. And I gave up.
How could you hate Papyrus?
Well, at the time, I didn't really know him. Again, like, the only reason I know him is because of animations and stuff from fan people and fan creations, and that's why I like them. But the game, nah, couldn't. If it had just been a game, it would have lost me, like, immediately. And it did. It did technically lose me immediately.
Rowan, it's because they didn't look into their dialogue during the game. Like, they literally didn't play the parts that
you have to actually read the dialogue in the dialogue-based narrative game.
Well, no, they just missed it. They just missed it. Like, they didn't play that portion.
Hey, this is my hill to die on. I find Undertale as a game boring.
That's fine, and I'm telling you, I disagree with it fundamentally. And
no, that's fine. Good. I want you to disagree with it. Yeah. Anyone else got anything that we can disagree with? Any others? Any other hills?
I think I'm good. The two that I picked are very, very nice.
I had a couple of good hills. I think I'm good.
Just gonna throw out one last one. Just one last little hill to die on. I think that Dark Souls is a great game, but I hate how they just don't tell you story. You have to actively look for that shit. You have to read the lore. You have to look at Wikipedias. You have to read books and genuinely seek out the knowledge. There's no cutscenes outside of when you walk into a boss room and a boss appears.
About the game.
Environmental storytelling.
Again, hold on. I like how the gameplay works, but I hate that there's no story. I would love a story-based Souls-like, and that's what we get with things like Lies of P, Kazan. Tons of games do it with story, and I love those. And as much as I love the gameplay in Dark Souls, I really wish they would spoon-feed me some story. I want them to take that narrative lore and just drip it right into me.
Dark Souls would be a worse game if it spoon-fed you story.
I think it would be a better game.
I love when games encourage you to explore and seek out their lore and world.
Oh,
there's no.
Wait a minute.
That is going to seek
you wait a minute
and tell you. No, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting.
No. This is my moment. You hold on.
This is my moment.
No. This is my moment. If it was in the game, fair enough. If I had to look for it in the game and read it in the game and learn it, not all of it. Not all of it. There is a lot of the lore that you cannot get in the game. You have to look it up on Wikipedia's fan-based guides or whatever the hell you want to call them. You have to go to frickin' Frextra Life to get a lot of stuff that is not in the game.
All they're doing is they're consolidating the things that are in the game.
So there's games that are like that. Like, legitimately. There are games where you have to, like ARG-based games, where you literally cannot... No, that you can't find the information in game. Dark Souls and Souls games in general, all the information's available to you. It's just either inferred or something from a previous title or something from a universe that is only written in like book. And the likelihood that you miss it is kind of high, especially if you're the kind of person that's playing through a run and you don't mash X on every single thing that you see. So I get it, like having to go off to look for the info, because like who the hell has time to spend I think I have 160 hours in Elden Ring, something like that. But like, that's your choice. Like,
I'm afraid of my playtime in that game.
That's your choice. You could look up all the information, you just don't.
Yeah, but like there's also the thing, like the amount of time that you can just miss an NPC who gives you quite a decent chunk of that story was pretty high as well.
Or you murder
especially, or you murder them, but especially Demon Souls. Demon Souls, there are so many people, so many NPCs off the beaten track. Like, you can miss them just by following the intended path. And the only way to find them is to go off the intended path and off the actual path itself.
My favorite thing about Elden Ring is how much content there is that they don't expect you to ever actually find. I think more games should be doing that, putting in things for the sake of them existing and not trying to spoon feed them to you.
I mean, I don't disagree that the things like Elden Ring need to exist with just lots of content, but I also feel like the main narrative, like the main story of the game, should be delivered to you in a form that is enjoyable by all. Right?
Yeah,
I feel like I feel like everyone should be able to sit down and just play through the main game, and if they don't do any of the rest, they still get an experience which is narratively sound.
You're a cutscene,
right?
baby. You're a cutscene, baby.
I am very much I'm a quick time events, baby. Give me Shenmue. Shenmue is perfect in my eyes because it's gameplay meets cutscene meets quick time events.
Dark Souls gives you everything you need. It tells you
it gives me a lot, but not everything.
World is a fuck. Go start fire and make world better. That's it. That's the main story notes of the game. They tell you that.
Yeah, okay, they give you your main objective is go fucking kill these guys and light some fires. But there's so much more between there. Why is Quelaag a spider? Who is she? Where did she come from?
Why? Why are they a spider?
Who is she?
You can't just ask people why they're a spider.
That's
you
rude.
can.
It's racist.
You know,
you can't just be asking people why they're spiders, bro. That's wrong. That's wrong.
You get what I mean, though. Like obviously all the character lores are there. They have their character profiles, and you can read up on them, but you can't do it in the game. It's all stuff that you have to go outside of the game to find. And I mean, it's not technically an ARG, but it kind of treats it like an ARG. So,
but it doesn't.
I don't know.
All of the game info is there. ARGs
is it?
Yes, ARGs explicitly do not have the information in the game. You have to go and get the information somewhere else where it's actually stored. If you looked up the game files, like every single text file inside of a Souls game, it's there. Everything's there in the game. You don't have to go to a website and then enter a special code or like press a circle that's got a cutout in it and then enter in the last 4 digits of your game key to like find the information. That's not a thing. It's just there. You're just gonna miss it because you didn't go and spend 1,000 hours inside of Bloodborne. That's why.
Bloodborne. Can't wait for blood dusters or whatever it's called. Anyway, moving back, pulling right back. If that's all your hills, I'm gonna have to declare a winner. I'm gonna have to pull this to an end. So, but before I do, listeners, you're out there, you're listening. You have probably agreed, disagreed, and hated or loved some of the things we've said today. There's a subreddit, Brain Fog Podcast. Yeah. Go put your hills that you would die on. Let's keep it PG. Let's not have any political or really bad things on there. Nothing too bad. Nothing that's, you know, people are going to, you know, you're an adult, you can understand. Nothing bad. And upvote the ones that you disagree with. Upvote the ones that you think, oh, fuck that guy. I love Pokemon. Why did he say it was shit? Upvote those ones. We want to see the worst, the ones that you agree that you disagree with the most, so that we can make a second episode about this.
I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read all of them, and I'm gonna tell you guys how you're wrong.
I'm going to have a bad time. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah!
One of us will make the post when this episode goes live, and we look forward to seeing what you put. Now, the winner. Let's do this in reverse. The loser coming in at third place was me. Because I gave myself a couple of points for some of my points. Second on our list, had some good points. Didn't get as angry though, is Rowan.
Yeah, no. This was the DG rant episode. I know.
Loud. Let's go.
But the winner, with the difference of 1 point, you only had 1 point difference, is DG.
Yeah, let's fucking
So DG
again. Being angry and small wins. Wins.
Hold on. DG, do you have a winner's speech and one last hill to die on? Just a quick one.
Fuck you. I'm correct, and everything I say is right. First off. Second off, quick hill that I want to die on. Bars are ripping you off. Fuck you. It's not actually a hill to die on. I'm just telling you, drink at home and then go to the bar afterwards. That's all. That's all. Pregame. It's not
Pregame. Rowan, do you have a loser speech and a hill that you would die on? The last quick one.
I will not die on this hill, but I will kill you on it.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh? Okay. Cool. Well, hey.
It's rigged. It's all rigged. 1 point difference. Tie last week. 1 point difference. No rigged.
Listeners, thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed our Hills to Die On, and we look forward to reading yours too. Make sure you follow us here on the podcast on your choice of viewing or listening, whether that be YouTube or Spotify, and we'll hope to see you in the next episode, whatever that may be, because DG's hosting it. God help us.
Hey.
Follow DG over on DGB over on Twitch. Check out Rowan over on Twitch as well, on Rowan of Rohan, and I'm Lumetric in most places as well. So we'll hopefully see you again. So make sure that you keep it foggy.